with my Arabic family.
Hello, I'm Jehan Mae Buot, and I would like to share about my experience in engaging with another culture, starting with my aunt's family.
I will be showing pictures, though I will not omit their names and blur their faces for privacy reasons. The woman on my left is my auntie, and the man on my right is my uncle. My auntie, who is the older sister of my father, married an Arabic man from UAE who follows the Islamic religion. Moving on to another picture. This is my cousin. Although I have blurred his face, you can see how he has Middle Eastern people in characteristics and features in his face. My cousin is a permanent resident here in our town, so he's very fluent in Bisaya. Although he looked like a foreigner, but I believe he has the heart of a Filipino. Uncle visits once every 5 years to stay for months in this country, but has to go home because he has another two families as well. Although since the pandemic, he cannot visit here in the Philippines these days. I only remember most him in my childhood and in my younger days since his visitations have a large gap of interval of years as well. He communicates most to us in English since my first language is also English. He taught us some basic words in Arabic as well, like Naam, which means yes, and Baba, which means like father and uncle in calling him.
Of course, since he follows the Islamic religion, a man being able to have multiple wives as much as you can, as long as you can finally financially support them, is a-okay. I was being told since I was little that this was the norm for them, and also the Catholic religion is different as well since it focuses on monogamy rather than polygamy. My views on this matter is that if it's genuinely consensual, then it's fine. No need to stress on something that has been done as long as it doesn't harm people. I don't have any violent reactions to it in the first place since I've been told about these matters at a young age. Although when I talked about this topic to other people outside of the Islamic region, they will be shocked or not keen on the idea for it. So next is that my uncle hates gore, horror, and violence. That he shakes in fear that in viewing movies when that kind of plot or genre, and he will change the channel or stop the movie halfway with his remote. He always preached to us that violence is not the answer when it comes to dealing other people, but rather saying the right words in the right time and place for most of the situations. He values human rights. Only use violence when it comes to defending yourself if a person wanted to fatally harm or is out to kill you. One time, he's also afraid he would hurt a fly, so sometimes he pays me and my little brother to exterminate pests with an electric badminton. He's also hygienic, like he always puts me and my siblings lotion on our skin and alcohol whenever it's morning time, saying that our skin is precious and we need to treasure it more. He also gives us lotion, soap bars, coffee, teas, dried dates, cashews, almonds, and nuts in a bag, and chocolates as souvenirs to my family and to my other relatives whenever he gets the chance, and also visit here in our country. In things like eating stuff, he says that there is halal food and haram food. So haram food is like pork and seashells banned by them because it in their culture it is dirty for them. It's unhygienic for them. So halal it basically means acceptable and haram is not acceptable or taboo in their language. This not applies to these food ingredients but to actions and behaviors from what I have observed of my uncle using these words. Like kissing and holding hands before marriage, especially doing it in public, is haram and but doing these are doing these things at home, and if you are married, then it is halal. Also, when it comes to religion stuff, never has he wants to try to force us to be converted to his religion. And never we did force him to as well, since we respect him and how he is gentle and kind hearted. He said that it's taboo for his religion to force everyone to be in his religion. Also, convincing that it is convincing other people is also a part of it, and let people who are interested in this religion and guide them if they're willing to commit to that religion. um I remember on the occasions like Eid al-Adha or Eid Mubarak, is that these are the fasting periods for them. I don't really have an in-depth description of them, of these religious event for them when we greet. He always says that he will is willing to share us money, because for them it's a blessing that someone connects with them, and so they replenish their blessings from letting go of their material wealth to that someone and receive price back in return. Also, he never raised his voice at us and treats my auntie very well, and to his other wives. From the pictures my auntie has, she is beside with the other wives, and also she has pictures from kids of my uncle's other wives. So I think at best they have a very cordial and peaceful relationship to each other. These days, people have begun in viewing Islamic people, especially in Iran, in a negative light, because this kind of issue is already prevalent in decades. How heavily stereotyped these Middle Eastern Asian people are depicted as terrorists or who are misogynists that violated human and women's rights. I believe that is not the case. With all the people, like how they are good people, they're also bad people shaped by their environment and their circumstances. This video is the proof that there are people who use religion and culture for bad, but in my case, there's also people who do good as well, and that is my uncle, my auntie, and the family. I am very fortunate to witness and experience my aunt, my uncle's culture, and I will show and explain to the world that not all Islamic people are bad. So that is my digital story. Thank you for listening and have a nice day. Bye bye.